KBR Sports Show. Welcome back. Our final segment. We're going to do playoffs predictions. First off, I'd like to say I love that song. That was by my request. Good Life, One Republic.
You're welcome.
Go ahead, buy that on iTunes. That is, don't worry, One Republic. That is a free advertisement from me because I love your songs. So, we're going to kick it off here, playoff style. I just had to jot down what I had because I came in pretty unorganized to this. So Ryan, you can start off with your playoff predictions.
All right, so you want me to go first round first?
Yeah, go first round for Eastern Conference, and then I'll go first round Eastern Conference.
First round Eastern Conference, I got Miami as the first seed, obviously, going up against the Cavs, the A seed. It'll be a good series, exciting, especially for the fans in Cleveland, having the chance to upset LeBron James, the traitor.
That would be so epic.
That really would, and the fact that LeBron's a free agent, his last game with the Heat, losing to the Cavs.
And then going back to Cleveland the next year would.
But honestly, I don't think Cleveland could do much against Miami. I see it going 5 games, and.
Well, we jumped to Miami. We're going to jump actually to a caller who had called earlier. Brings up a good question about Miami and the playoffs. So we're going to go to our caller here. Here we go.
Hey guys, I love the show. I was just wondering what you guys think, or how you think Miami's going to do now with Detroit and Houston and Brooklyn having really good big men, and how you think they're going to fare in that situation.
Okay, so Ryan, you can tackle that question first.
Well, Miami, they have the Birdman, very good defender. Greg Oden, I obviously don't see him playing in the playoffs, very injury prone. But it's going to be tough for them, especially going up against Detroit. Josh Smith, Andre Drummond, and Greg Monroe, very quick young players. And it's going to be a challenge, especially for Chris Bosh. I don't know if he can take it physically, taking the beating down low from Greg Monroe, then putting Andre Drummond up against him, Josh Smith.
I think what you're going to see from the Heat this year that you haven't seen in years past is they're going to start resting their players more before the playoffs because they know that they're going to have to deal with teams like Brooklyn, Detroit. You know, they're going to have to go against teams who have, teams like you saw against Indiana when they were overmatched at points with Roy Hibbert ate them alive, and David West was pretty tasking on him as well. And now you got teams that have Garnett and Lopez. Mm-hmm. You said Drummond and Smith, and so there's a lot of teams with good big men.
The East is much more difficult this year than it was last year. You're not going to see the Heat play the Bucks in the first round, which is a complete joke. They're actually going to be challenged in the first round, which could make their path. Even if they're probably going to win the first round anyway. But even if it's more of a challenge, their next round will be that much more difficult. They'll be more banged up.
Well, for my the second seed, I got Indiana going up against the 7th seed Boston Celtics. I see that going. Actually, I see a sweep there.
Oh, yeah.
Indiana, I mean, there's so much more. Their depth is so much better than Boston.
If Boston is half and half, we've seen Danny Ainge pull the trigger a lot of times on some big moves. So who knows if he tries to, if they're still floating along and Ainge wants to pull a trigger on a big move, maybe get Rudy Gay. That'd be definitely interesting to see halfway through the season. We'll have to obviously do some more NBA predictions, but I with the team they have now, I do see a sweep if that were the series as well.
Well, for the third seed in the East, I got the New York Knicks winning the Atlantic Division, going up against my Detroit Pistons, and I see that going 6 games, Detroit in 6. I think New York's going to go into that series very confident, thinking that Detroit is just not a good team at all. I think the Pistons are really going to surprise them, come out. I think Josh Smith, they're going to do a good job defensively on Carmelo Anthony, frustrate New York's bigs. So I see Detroit moving on to the second round.
Detroit's physical, New York is not.
4-5 matchup, what do you got?
4-5, I got Chicago at the 4, New Jersey at the 5, or should I say Brooklyn. Still getting used to that switch, but I got Chicago winning that series. I think that'll be an exciting series to watch. It'll probably go 7. We'll see how Brooklyn is health-wise. That'll be a big thing going into the series. I think that's why Chicago's going to edge them, just because they're a lot younger, more healthier. So that's my Eastern first round predictions.
In the East, I'm going to try to move through this a little more quickly. I'm going to say Miami over. I do have Miami as the 1 seed. Boston as the 8. I'll take Miami in a sweep. Indiana, Detroit as the 2. Detroit as the 7. I'm going to take Detroit in 7, like you said. I think later in the season, they have the younger players they might not have the playoff experience, but in the first round, they're going to have the fresher legs. I think they have the height matchup. I think they're going to finally start meshing well.
That's the mid-2000s rivalry, Indiana-Detroit.
So I do like Detroit and 7 in that series. 3 seed, I have Brooklyn against 6 seed Cleveland. I like Brooklyn in that series. I like the experience. I just like the roster. And then another matchup, we'll have 4 seed Chicago against 5 seed New York. And I like Chicago in 5. I think, I'm not a huge Chicago fan. I am even less of a New York Knicks fan. So I do have Chicago over New York. So what do you think about the Western?
Western, I got Oklahoma City's first seed, second seed, or the 8th seed, I should say, the LA Lakers. I think LA will probably. It'll be a tough series for them. Depends how Kobe Bryant's doing health-wise, but I still got Oklahoma City in 5. And then I got San Antonio as the 2nd seed going up against the Pelicans, the 7th seed. And this will really be a matchup of the oldest team in the Western Conference versus one of the youngest. I still see San Antonio winning it in 6, moving on to the second round. 3rd seed, I got the LA Clippers going up against the 6th seed Houston Rockets. It'll be a tough series, but I still think the Clippers are the better team. They're probably going to mesh better. I think they have the better coach in Doc Rivers. They got the shooter, J.J. Redick, so I say Clippers in 6. And then my 4-5 matchup, I got Memphis going up against the Warriors, and I say Warriors in 6. Steph Curry, I think, is going to be too much. As you said, Memphis doesn't have that many shooters, so I see Golden State winning that series.
Okay, yeah. I also have. Who did you have as your 1 seed?
Oklahoma City.
Yeah, as did I. I have Oklahoma City and Denver playing, and I do like Oklahoma City in that series. I'm not huge on the Oklahoma City playoff run, but I do like them in that series. 2nd seed San Antonio against 7th seed Memphis. We saw that before, that Memphis took them out a few years ago as the 7th, or was that the 8th seed?
That was the 8th seed.
That was the 8th seed.
Yeah, that was good. It was a good series. But like I said, Memphis is. I think they're over the hill, and I think San Antonio will be fine again. So I'm going to take San Antonio in that series. 3-seeded Clippers against the 6-seeded Pelicans. I'm going to take the Clippers, just like what they've done this offseason. I think they cruise through that series pretty easily. And then probably one of my favorite playoff matchups we're going to get in a long time is Golden State and Houston. I have Golden State the 4 seed, Houston the 5 seed, and I'm actually going to take Houston in that series. I've told you before I'm big on the Houston wagon, so I haven't jumped on the bandwagon as a fan, but I've jumped on them as going to be a solid team. So I have Houston beating Golden State in that 4-5 matchup. What about you for the next round?
Semis in the East, I got the Heat beating the Bulls. I think that'll be 6-7 game series. I just don't think Chicago can top Miami. Obviously, they have LeBron James. I don't know who on Chicago could guard him. So
who in the NBA can guard him?
that is true.
Yeah, Paul George.
Paul George is the closest thing to him, but.
And then second round, I got Paul George and the Pacers beating Detroit. I say it goes 7 just because Detroit's bigs. Greg Monroe, Andre Drummond. But Roy Hibbert and the Pacers will end up on top, I think. What about you for the Eastern Conference semis?
For the Eastern, I also had Miami and Chicago. I like Miami in that series. I think they cruised through it in 6. But I obviously like Miami. They've fared well against Chicago in years past. And then for a 3-7 matchup, which will be interesting, Brooklyn, Detroit, old guys, new guys, and I'm going to take Brooklyn in that series. I just think that the veterans are going to rest enough. They know at the end of the season when they shouldn't play and when they should play. And Pierce and Garnett have been doing this for years and years, resting and then playing at their peak performance in the playoffs. And we saw them almost knock off Miami a few times, and they weren't even that great of a team. So I think with a better roster, I like them going to the Eastern Conference Finals. What about you in the Western Conference Finals?
Western, I got number 1 Oklahoma City Thunder going up against the number 5 Golden State Warriors. I really think Oklahoma City is clearly the best team in the Western Conference with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. So I got them beating Golden State in 6. And then then I got the number 2 Spurs going up against the number 3 Clippers. That'll be an interesting series. Honestly, I think San Antonio, with their age, they're not going to have anything left in the tank, and I really see the Clippers surprising them and going with a sweep.
My only question for you with Oklahoma City is, what do you think they're going to be able to do with that third scoring option? Obviously had Harden 2 years ago, lost Kevin Martin this year. Do you think Deron Lamb can possibly step into that role this year, or Reggie Jackson possibly? I'm a huge Reggie Jackson fan, BC guy, obviously, me being from Boston. Who do you like as that third prolific scorer that they, I think, need?
I like Reggie Jackson, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to make some moves during the season, try to bring in another shooter to go along with them.
Mm-hmm.
I really could see them talking possibly to the Pelicans, Ryan Anderson maybe.
I thought they had a few chances to sign some good players they needed. I thought Darrell Wright could have fit in well with that team. I thought Brandon Rush could have fit in well with that team. And they did not do anything in this offseason. I loved the pick that they got, that kid from Pitt, Steven Adams. He's going to be an awesome big guy, especially with Kendrick Perkins starting to decelerate and his talent, really. He's not that good anymore.
Yeah,
he's
really
physical,
isn't.
but he's not very good.
I really don't think he's a starting material guy.
No, but I think I don't know if you'll see Steven Adams starting by the end of the year, but I think that was the steal of the draft. Legitimate 7-footer from New Zealand, got an outside game, a great blocker, and plays the post really well. So when he develops, I don't even know if he'll start on the team, but I really do like him, possibly sneaking in as an OKC big man. So for my Western Conference semifinals, I have Oklahoma City and Houston, and as you've said before, I'm on the Houston wagon, and I like Houston over that series. I think Houston makes a deal at some point in the season to get better. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to like it. And I think Houston's going to take that series in 7. It's going to be a great series. I think you're finally going to see Dwight Howard take over as a monster that he is, And then I also had the same thing. I had San Antonio and Los Angeles. And I went with Los Angeles. I think they're just better. I think you're also going to see a move with Los Angeles. I don't think you're going to see Blake Griffin there by the end of the year. I think that they make a move, not necessarily talent-wise to get better, but as a team they'll get better and make it possible for their scorers like Jamal Crawford, and I think you're going to have to see Chris Paul step up and score. I could see them also possibly being a team that steps in and gets Rudy Gay as well. I think he'd fit in really, really well there. So let's go conference finals, Eastern Conference Finals. Who you got?
I got a rematch from last year, Indiana, Miami, and just like last year, I got it going 7. Miami bringing it out again. It'll be interesting. Paul George obviously guarding LeBron James. Will Dwayne Wade have enough in the tank? Chris Bosh. But I still see them reaching the finals. And in the West, I got the Clippers and Thunder, and honestly, it's hard picking that series. That's going to go 7-2, I think. I'm going to go the Clippers. I really like them. Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, J.J. Redick. I mean, it'll be interesting to see how they guard Kevin Durant because he's such a tough player to guard. Who do you think they would put on him, the Clippers?
I think that you almost have to play Kevin Durant like just give him his 30 a game.
You just got to give it to him.
You just got to give him his 30 a game and shut down Westbrook under 15 and make sure, like I said before, where is that third scorer going to come from? If Westbrook doesn't get it done, or Durant doesn't get it done, who's going to be the guy to step in, hit shots like a Kevin Martin could come off the bench and score 20 a game? That's the biggest problem I see in that series. But if I'd have to say who they'd play on him now, I would probably have to say Caron Butler. I don't really like that matchup at all.
Yeah.
But you just gotta settle for it and give him his 30. And I'd put even Jared Dudley. Jared Dudley's a very good defender, and but we do have the same thing in the Eastern Conference Finals. I have Brooklyn in the finals, but I like Miami over Brooklyn in 6 or 7. I think Miami they're just the best team in the league. They're just going to get it done. They're going to find a way. And then we got Houston and LA. I also picked LA. I thought this would be a good series, but I think that DeAndre Jordan is going to be able to shut down Dwight Howard, so to say. I think he's one of the few guys in the leagues that is actually capable of stopping him when he wants to. And that would give us a nice Miami-LA finals. We both have it. Mm-hmm. And who do you got?
I got Miami going for the three-peat. LeBron's last year in his contract. It'll be a good series. I think it'll probably go 7. I'll go Heat 7.
Mm-hmm. I also have Miami beating Los Angeles. I say in 5. Don't really like that matchup for Los Angeles. I think Los Angeles is one of the better teams.
But like our call-in said earlier, it'll be interesting to see if Blake Griffin is still there with DeAndre Jordan, how Miami will guard that.
Yeah, it would. I'd almost like to see LeBron James guarding Blake Griffin.
I was going to say that earlier. I could see LeBron James going up against, if they were to go up against like Detroit, Brooklyn, going up against a Garnett or Greg Monroe.
Yeah, I like him guarding the best player offensively. He's the best player in the league. He's the best offensive player in the league. He's the best defensive player in the league. I would want him covering whoever it is going to be the best scorer. And to me, that's probably Blake Griffin at this point, but I just don't think he's going to be there at the end of the year. But I have Miami in 5 games, so...
that would be a really good NBA Finals. Just think about Chris Paul. Who's going to go up against him? I mean, Mario Chalmers,
that's
he's
a huge
defender.
mismatch.
Yeah, that is a big...
If Paul can end up...
I
Cole,
like Norris
dude.
Cole. He's going to be...
he's a good defender.
I really think that next year LeBron and Bosh are going to probably leave.
I say Bosh to LA.
Yeah,
and,
LeBron to Cleveland.
LeBron to Cleveland. I have the same thing.
And I got Wade coming back. But I really think Norris Cole could be the superstar of Miami next year because I really think Wade is going to go down the hill, especially this year.
When they battle for the 8 seed.
Yeah.
Enjoy it while you can if you're a Miami fan.
Yeah.
But LeBron could come back.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe he will decide to not surprise us, and maybe I won't have to waste 30 minutes of my time watching where he's going to go. Maybe I'll just get it on ESPN alert this time.
Another thing I was thinking about is if LeBron does come back, I mean, will they offer Bosh a contract, or do you
no.
see them going after maybe another big name like Carmelo Anthony?
I do not
Paul
see them
George?
going after Carmelo Anthony. I see them re-signing Dwayne Wade out of respect.
Yeah, Wade will definitely
the thing with
get
Wade
re-signed.
is it's all respect.
Yeah,
They love him down here.
I do not see them re-signing Chris Bosh. I see them... Man, it's tough. I see them possibly trying to make a move for Deron Williams. Maybe they need a point guard.
What about
That's
Greg
the problem.
Monroe?
They don't have the assets to give it up. That's
He's
the
a free
problem.
agent next
Yeah, he
year.
is a free
He's
agent.
a free agent. You got to lock him up, don't you?
If you're Detroit,
Oh,
but
yeah.
if he doesn't want to stay.
I feel like Detroit is definitely
What
going to
guards are
contract
available?
extension soon.
They need a point guard, and that's their problem. Maybe Rondo. Could you see
That'd be
Rondo?
interesting.
Could you see Rondo in Miami?
I mean, Rondo won't be a free agent next year, will he?
Yeah.
They trade for him, though.
Trade for him?
No, he's going to be a free agent after.
Oh,
that.
he is. Okay.
That's why they want to trade him, because they want to get something out of him. But if
Bosh for Rondo?
Boston is around there, Danny Ainge doesn't want to break it open, I could see Rondo staying the entire year and becoming a free agent, slipping into Miami with Wade, Bosh. Maybe they sign another big man, which they're going to need. I don't know if big men are available either.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the Pacers locked up Paul George.
I mean, Tim Duncan.
No.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't give my predictions today,
Tyson Chandler,
but
Tyson Chandler, that'd be a pretty interesting.
that'd be a new big five, a big four maybe.
But I just really don't see LeBron coming back.
I don't either.
I
don't-
think
we're-
the Heat are going to go.
This is all
7 and-
hypothetical here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't get my predictions today, but I just want to throw in Heat over Thunder in 6. I don't think I think I like the Thunder better than the Clippers.
I like the Thunder too. Don't see them really as a playoff team. I don't see them matching up well against Houston, but they could definitely do it. Absolutely.
Anyway, well, thank you for joining us today. I think next time college basketball is starting up in what, a week or
My
two.
favorite.
College basketball's coming up. Football's getting in full swing. The World Series, we'll see where that's at for our next show. It could be wrapped up. NHL is starting to go. It's a good time for sports right now. But thank you for joining us today on the ABR Sports Show.
Boston strong. Go Red Sox.